Hi, and welcome to the I Teed Myself podcast. My name is Matthew Miniman, and this is episode 113. What can gift delivery teach us about novel tack methodology? And with me today, I have Jerome, the inevitable Jerome, the incontrovertible Jerome, the made-up word Jerome.
No, not made up. Rude. I also, you could have said the guy with really good hair, because let me tell you, I have really.
Certainly better than me, but you know, I shave it, so
Your hair is impeccable. Everything's where you want it.
exactly. It's a null value. All right. Before we get started, you want to drop your disclaimer, your own?
Absolutely. Hey, so any opinion or anything expressed here is mine exclusively, does not reflect my employer or any organization I'm affiliated with. Boom.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Jerome has responsibilities and shit, so he's got to tell people that. I, on the other hand, don't give a shit. Disney, come at me, bro. But please, actually, don't sue me. My opinions are the opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment purposes only and for satire. So, all that being said, gift delivery. We are in the throes of Christmas, Saturnalia, Hanukkah.
The throes of Christmas.
That's right. We are in the midst of it. It is a challenge. It is a slog. It is a gauntlet. 12 days, gift giving, so many turtle doves.
Oh my God. It won't end. Every year we do this to ourselves. It won't end.
That's 100%.
Am I more negative than that?
Well, we're doing this giant, we all do this giant ritual to summon that which is Claus to our houses, trying to get his attention with garlands and gingerbread. So that, and inflatable lights, try to guide him here, song and dance. And man, this is such a weird ritual that we do every year. And we attempt to summon that which is Claus so that we can have the gifts delivered to our children. And, it's impressive because Santa Claus is able to get everywhere all at once, right? Like the calculation is, he can deliver presents to 500 million homes across the world in less than a day. That would mean he has to spend, he has to travel. Yes. Yeah. Oh, no, there's actually the Air Force actually did it all and calculated all of the time that he has to spend and how far he has to travel. It's 25 million square miles that he has to cover. Oh, it's 1.6 billion households worldwide.
I was wondering about that 500 million. Like, wow, there's okay. That's a bold statement, Cotton. But I also want to point out that I'm glad the Air Force has nothing better to do.
No, but obviously, I mean, the
threat caused by Santa Claus.
Not only that, but they spend all goddamn day tracking him with NORAD and everything else.
It's in practice, yeah.
So, in order to visit all households across the planet, he'd have to spend something like 300 microseconds to deliver the presents. So not just deliver the presents, but travel to each house, deliver his presents, enter the house, which is a whole other thing, eat any snacks, and then leave undetected, which is crazy for 3 microseconds, but it's totally possible with a botnet, right? Like he could totally do this if there were multiple versions of him. Anything's possible with magic. He's just got that doppelganger magic. So he's got that botnet. He's got millions, billions even of slaved units just doing the thing to deliver the presents. At least that's one theory.
And what can be a botnet? Is it like the elves?
Those could be, that's good. That is possible. However, I guess for a true analogy, Santa would have to slave all parents to be part of the botnet. So all parents are part of this Santa botnet,
I mean,
all working in the spirit of Santa. Yeah.
grandmas, grandpas, like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of magic in all of us, all right? And the the botnet, in case I know you've touched on another episode, but as a refresher, like a botnet is basically everything that has a network card and a little CPU can have just that little gift from someone else that lets them a little bit of processing for that other person on the side. It's their side hustle. It's, you know, it's your Internet of Things coffee pot and a crypto miner or a DDoS database or
Yeah.
just a little bit of CPU, just enough to whet their stylish beaks.
Yeah. And you know, a botnet doesn't even have to be malicious outright. You know, there are stories of botnets updating the systems that they're installed on so that they can't fall victim to other attackers, things like that. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be fully malicious. Just like, you know, there's, you know, Santa's botnet is full of all of the love and care in the world. It's just, you know, he turns on his magic at one point in time, and we all become Santa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the botnet analogy is spot on.
Yeah. But then, you know, the Santa also has other ways to get in. Obviously, he gets in through the most traditional way, which is chimney and fireplace, because those are traditionally ignored. You know, most people ignore the way that Santa gets in through the chimney and fireplace, because how can a fat man fit through that chimney? I don't think it's possible. Obviously, he makes it happen. It's just a way. Yeah. He can get in through doors and windows as well. Like, you know, just, I mean, he's obviously a master lock pick.
Yeah, your physical security means nothing to dedicated Santa.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, he can probably pick a lock faster than I can, and I can do it with one hand. So it's now, yeah, amputation.
Matthew accidentally put his arm in a wood chipper the other day, so he'll be back in a couple of weeks.
It was very Fargo. It was very Fargo.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, it's totally. Yeah. It's a thing though. Lock picking is a thing. And, you know, Santa can get in through any door, but there's also magical keys. Some of which are provided by the individual. Sometimes parents will set out magical keys for Santa to get into the house. And that will allow them in.
Tradition. Yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't know about that as a tradition. Like moving, I heard we moved to a place that didn't have a chimney, and our kids were like, how does Santa get in? And it was solved because we provided him a key, a magical key. I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? We just disabled all of our physical security with this one key that we just leave out. Hey, bad guys, you don't need this. This is for Santa. Santa's a good guy. Except I didn't realize I was already part of his botnet.
Man, wait until everybody hears about what a Knox box is.
Oh.
But yeah, magical keys. That's a thing. Santa has magical keys that are provided by owners of the house so that he can get in and deliver the presents. And, you know, not only does Santa have to deliver the presents and get into the perimeter of the home in order to deliver them, but he also has to make sure that he's not waking anybody else up. So, you know, being quiet as a mouse, and he has to be fast about it. Like, he can't spend much time, like I said, 3 microseconds to deliver presents. Man, he's got to be super fast. It's amazing that he doesn't cause any sort of, you know, sonic boom or, you know, any other. Yeah, friction burns is a big one. He's got that special velvet suit. That's the only thing I can think of.
Provided by the good people at KY.
Ooh. And then, yeah, he's also got to leave no trace. He's got to make sure that there's no trace left of his presence. And that's an impressive skill set to do in such a quick amount of time. He's got to spend all of this time so that he can, or he's got to make sure all these things happen so that the magic is maintained, so that children still believe in him and have their Christmas spirit. And this is all relatable to novel attack methodology. And so if you don't know what novel attack methodology is, for those of you who have never been under attack by a breach or had to deal with a breach, novel attack methodology is that every attack that you have from the perspective of the attacker is unique. There is not a one size fits all attack. Obviously, there's commonality between how an attacker gets in and what they're doing and what they're looking for. But generally, once somebody gets into your environment, they can't just do the same thing as they did at the other environment. Somebody's going to hack McDonald's differently than they're going to hack Burger King, for instance. And so every attack is going to be novel, and they have to exercise everything in a different way.
And in your example, Burger King and McDonald's, they're not going to have the same network, and they're not going to have the same network tomorrow that they have today. It's not just like the tools that they use offensively; it's where their landing is different. So everything, like it's always novel. I guess is on both sides is what I was adding to your point. Oh, shut up.
No, yeah, absolutely, 100%. And it's as they go through and deliver their presence by hacking and accessing networks and performing breaches, they are exercising all of the things that Santa Claus does. Like, they are their own version of Santa Claus, just the shittiest, worst basement dwelling mouth breather version of Santa Claus. I mean, the beard kind of gives it away from Santa Claus's perspective anyways, but the attack methodology that we go through when we're dealing with any sort of breach or compromise is that, we have to identify how they got in. How did they get in? And it can be as simple as, hey, there's this whole thing that we didn't think somebody would be able to work their way through. There was this exploit or this utility that we didn't think was vulnerable. And it really was. It was our chimney and fireplace. There's no way there's no way this fat man can fit through this chimney and fireplace. There's just no fucking way. And they do it. They figure out a way into the environment through this, what was seemingly a secure route. Nobody detected it. Nobody anticipated it. It was just a thing that people kind of ignored because, yeah, this is just always secure. So, in defense, you have to make sure that you are looking at every aspect of your environment and identifying where you don't have security proper, or you don't have your full layers of security in place, and understand what layers are in place for your security to kick in. So while you might not have your firewall in place on these specific ports so that you can have access into the network, you have detection schemes and defense tools in place so that if somebody malicious gets in, you can detect them. If they're coming in and gaining access through some unauthorized means, you can identify that. So it's just something to think about. While the chimney and fireplace are an attack vector that you might not detect or might not think about as being completely open to attack. Yeah, it's such bullshit that will get you hacked. Right?
Right.
I just yeah, it rains.
Didn't get a garum from that guy.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was nodding along and not being a very good gust. Especially because the camera's not even on.
No, I don't want to expose people to my face.
Well, fair. Thank you. But so all good points. I don't know why both of our trains of thoughts just kind of stopped. But to restart the little choo-choo train, also, we put out this honeypot every time. I mean, I know our family does. I think your family does. We put out a honeypot. We put out carrots and cookies and milk and chocolate.
You can't forget the fucking carrots. Those reindeer are the real superstars. All right, they're the real ones.
Seriously, they're the workhorse, but with horns. And don't forget the whiskey. You also have to put out the whiskey. Santa loves whiskey, single malts. Anyway, But we put out this honeypot. It's like, we're gonna trap your ass. And yeah, our honeypot is crap. Blows right through it.
Yeah, once it's consumed,
Yeah.
that's
A
it.
year. Yeah. We'll come back to like do some forensics or we expect to stop Santa with that honeypot. And I don't know about you, man, but I find like the rump of a carrot, maybe some crumbs, a really sad block of ice in a tumbler. It's just, there's nothing there.
Yeah. And it's not just enough to have a honeypot. You have to have something that monitors it. So a camera at the, maybe we should be putting out cameras at our honeypot so that we can capture Santa. It's something to alert us of his presence. He's coming through with 3 microseconds. So it's a quick action. So it's going to be really difficult to identify him as he's coming through.
A quick action.
Well,
But it's like we need some type of alarm. I didn't even think of that. Like, cool, I had a honeypot, but it's supposed to alert me to something.
yeah, exactly. You're supposed to know. And again, there's a lot of different ways to do honeypots, and there are a lot of different honeypots out there available to you. And you should definitely do your research to identify what's going to work best in your environment and how to configure it. But if you have a honeypot and you have these detection tools, it doesn't do any good if you're ignoring them, you're not aware of them, or if they just bypass them. Because there are I have had years where Santa has ignored my plate of cookies. I don't care that they were slightly burnt and maybe mangled, and maybe I ate just a little bit off of them. But he should have eaten my honeypot. Damn it! Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Are we doing phrasing?
No phrasing.
This is how you hit events. Anyway.
So yeah, and sometimes in certain circumstances, we give Santa the keys. We give Santa those keys so that he can get in. And that is absolutely what happens with attackers as well. Sometimes we just give them the keys to the castle. Sometimes we just let them in. I mean, of the last several breaches that have occurred that have been pretty gigantic, most notably those that happen against the Salesforce backend. The Salesforce backend was compromised because organizations, and we're not talking small organizations, talking very large organizations, left keys in the fucking code that they had posted on their internal GitHubs. And when those internal GitHubs got compromised, the attackers gained those keys to then compromise the backend infrastructure of their environment, which is just ridiculous. We're going to give Santa the keys so he can come into our house so he can deliver the presents. We're going to give the hackers the keys so they can come in and deliver their shitty presents, which is a breach. They are truly the anti-Christmas.
And they don't even have the excuse of being a botnet. Like, jokes aside, the analogy of parents and being part of the botnet makes sense. But when you post your own your secrets in your code base, like it's fundamental. Every software class, every time you ever hear any of this stuff, integrated deployment, integrated, to your CI/CD pipelines, all these things, always it's like, no, you reference your secrets file. You don't include your secrets file. You jackass.
Yeah. It's so mind-bogglingly simple of a thing to avoid. And now there are tools out there that are detecting when you have a key in place in your code, and it's supposed to alert you to that fact. And one exercise that is kind of fun, if you want to do, fun being a relative term, but if you want to just see how bad this problem is, there is a tool out there. I'm not going to give you the name of it, but there's a tool out there. I'll let you do the research yourself that allows you to tear apart. Say you have an Android app, which is APK, right? There's a tool out there that allows you to extract the APK and pull apart every line of code in the compiled APK for you to identify where keys are stored within that code. And just as an exercise, fun exercise, I'd like for you should just pull up some of your most used APKs and see where these organizations might have put their own keys in there. And these are shared on the Play Store, mind you. And I'll bet you that the vast majority of apps that you use that aren't from like super large companies have some sort of key predefined in their code. And this is how attackers are getting in. It is an insane person's world because people just forget that they put these keys in there. So yeah, and I get it. It's easy. It's easy to give Santa the key so that way he can get in. So you don't have to worry about letting him in yourself. And obviously it helps expedite the process, because if Santa has to pick that lock, man, that's another microsecond added on, and you're putting him behind, damn it.
Yeah. Well, honestly though, it goes back, like, everyone, I know we've talked about it before, like the foundations of all this technology. Everyone's like, nah, we can trust you. Oh shit, we shouldn't have trusted you. Let's add security on after the fact. It's so hard to build shit securely because it makes it harder. So people hard code the keys in or put in the secrets or do whatever. And don't worry, we'll take them out before production.
Yeah.
People.
And remembering to do that.
And when I say people suck, I am people too. Like, I'm not throwing a rock in a glass house. I forget shit all the time. Like, I left a key for Santa on the front door, or my honeypot should probably have a sensor, or
yeah,
or that whiskey's not for me, or
yeah. Ooh. I don't know how many times I've blacked out and hacked my own stuff on accident.
I don't know how many times I've not blacked out and realized I didn't remember the password and had to hack myself.
Exactly. See, drunk IT is worst IT. Or maybe best. I don't know, depending on your outlook.
It depends if anyone notices. Anyway,
Santa, you lush. Anyway, the whole idea here is that, as security practitioners, we do have to be aware that there is a usability versus secure function. The most secure thing is a thing that doesn't work, right? Like, if it doesn't work, if it's not turned on, if people can't operate it, then it's very secure, but it defeats the purpose of even having it.
Yeah. A powered off network is the most secure network. However,
yeah. And so, we do have to create some way for usability. We do have to allow a venue for legitimate traffic, for parents to have presents that they've purchased for their children, and not, Santa always coming in and delivering all the presents for everybody all the time. And this whole idea of an attacker getting in and being able to just do whatever they want there's no one right way to defend. There's no one size fits all answer. Just like Santa, he's going to get in no matter what. And you will get hacked.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It's not if you're going to get hacked, it's when.
Yeah.
And you have to be prepared for your attacker to get in. You're going to have to be prepared for Santa to come in with presents, and be prepared to mitigate and remediate as much damage as possible. Have a layered security posture. Make sure that your environment is prepped for Kris Kringle to deliver presents, and have a methodology by which to respond. Make sure that if he's going to deliver presents, they're going to have as little impact as possible. And that if he gets in, he's not going to find that Christmas tree, or he's going to deliver those presents to a fake Christmas tree, or he's going to deliver them to the other house's Christmas tree because I have 2 Christmases.
Holy crikey. The Christmas, the real honeypot.
Oh God.
Oh, you isolated all the attack packages under the one tree, and then you open them individually and scan them. Oh, snap. Good security, buddy. The fake honeypot, then the real honeypot. Bam. Holy shit. My mind
double honeypotted him.
Oh. Freezing? Oh my God. Anyway.
So for this episode, I will include this website in here, but a lot of the detail for this episode came in from a website called yessantaisreal.com. I'll include the link in the show notes. But otherwise, guys, I think that's all we have time for today. And I hope you all have a great day.